It's incredibly rewarding and I feel very lucky to be able to be here and to this to be my office. I love coming out in all seasons. In fact, it's the seasons almost that make it, because every day is different. So whether that's a spring morning or a cold frosty morning like this, I've always been into conservation ever since I was a child. So to be able to work here and to feel like I'm doing some good to protect somewhere like this is definitely gets me out of bed in the morning. Nymans is mainly famous for its gardens, and we also have the ruined house, but we have about 300 acres of ancient woodland behind us as well. For me, it's a very special place. The woodland isn't huge. I mean, it's 300 acres, but it's like perfectly formed microcosm of the Weald, if you like. We've got the ancient woodland. We have a very unusual flora in the woods, what's known as Atlantic flora. So it's small but perfectly formed. The main challenges we're facing here is the unpredictability. So almanacs and knowing what date things are going to happen no longer make much sense. So, for instance, bird nesting season starting on the 1st of March. We're only in January and the birds are already getting busy, which affects us doing our coppicing work or laying a hedge, for example. And also the extreme weather events, so having sort of very, very heavy rainfall in a short space of time. A lot of our tracks are getting washed out. We're having trees coming over in high winds. We've had high winds in summer, which is unusual when the trees are in leaf, so we're more likely to have damage as a result. I think the main thing that we can do to counterbalance this is just by being really vigilant and sort of having to be prepared to be flexible and adjust the timings of what we do. So we're doing a lot of survey work, we're monitoring our birds and our butterflies and our dragonflies and our bats and our plants, just checking what's going on and being prepared to adjust accordingly. I've just noticed some red campion in flower, and this is usually a summer flowering plant, usually not out till about May, so I've never seen it in flower in January ever. In the gardens here, because we have very important plant collections, so we're doing a lot of rain collection, so we're having to use a lot less mains water, and also maybe changing some of the plantings, so using perennials rather than annuals that are less demanding on water. I think there's many plants here that may be waiting in the wings that have not proved to be an issue so far, but with global warming perhaps the conditions are going to become more to their liking and they could be sort of problems waiting in the wings. So we're keeping an eye on exotic plants because we have some within the woodlands and within the gardens here. We've also just installed a biomass boiler so that we can move away from fossil fuels, and that's going to be able to supply heat and hot water to all the buildings here. Every day is very different. We do all sorts of things, from doing the general maintenance tasks and to do tree felling, safety work, coppicing work. We might be installing benches, steps or putting in bridges. We work with volunteers. We also do work with children. We do forest school here and do educational trips. We might be taking a guided walk, doing wildlife surveys. So every day is very different. To encourage someone to come to Nymans, I'd say within a day you can go from beautiful, stunning gardens. We have the ruins of a house, and then down into the countryside and out into the woods. There's so much to take in a day, and you can completely immerse yourself in the tranquility of the woods, which is just a bit of a blessing in the southeast, which can seem very busy at times. A good way to help do your bit to help with climate change is not to be scared that you have to do a really, really big change. For instance, I've started driving part way to work and I just cycle the last 3 miles. So it keeps me fit, it's good for pollution and also good for the planet.